What's up, lore masters? So, while analyzing another facet of how Starfleet reacts to controversy, I stumbled upon an interesting thought. In a previous breakdown, I discussed why we may not see Section 31 and how they could have been destroyed, are staying in the backgrounds, or have allied with the Zhat Vash. However, I think there's another possibility, and honestly, this idea makes much more sense. I have no idea how I missed this in the first place. But before we get into it, let's take a look at Section 31's past. As most know, Section 31 has had a myriad of triumphs, failures, and ones that have arguably ended in more of a stalemate. For this video, we are going to briefly discuss their failures. More to the point, we'll discuss the failure in Discovery. Control was an AI devised by Section 31 that had been meant to help streamline and safeguard the Federation. It would become sentient somehow, turn evil, and destroy all life as we know it in the future. Thanks to the crew of the Discovery, this would be prevented, and Section 31 would be reorganized from top to bottom, with a Klingon in charge. Okay. Another important piece of Section 31 lore to remember is the mini alliance that we see between Ross and that of the clandestine organization. This forced friendship was forged in order to install a mole as the head of the Tal Shiar. In my previous episode, I theorized that ultimately the mole failed or was perhaps found out. However, what if Section 31 used this opportunity to completely infest the Tal Shiar and turn it into a sub-organization that ultimately was a puppet? Think about it. They would be able to install people who were loyal to them and could then work within the Romulan Star Empire to effect whatever change they wanted. What if, after the takeover, or during this time, at some point Section 31 discovers something in the future that was going to destroy the universe, some form of Control 2.0. Realizing that they couldn't do this from within the confines of Starfleet, the Federation being far too reliant on technology, they activate the Tal Shiar. The Zhat Vash are either created and rumors begin to spread, or perhaps Section 31 takes advantage of the myth if it had already been established, and then put it to good use. Then, working as the Zhat Vash, who ultimately control the Tal Shiar, they begin to destroy all AI. They work within the borders of the Romulan Star Empire to begin with, then move to the Klingons and the Federation and elsewhere. This explains why we see Romulans who speak of cyberneticists that exist in TNG. Because, perhaps, they were working in cybernetics until Section 31 made its move. They then utilized the Zhat Vash to destroy all AI. Additionally, if we assume that the Romulans were perhaps behind the times or not as advanced in AI as the Federation, most of the military budget going into subterfuge tech, then the story becomes all the more believable, and Section 31 can use this to work with impunity. It also clears all the other roadblocks. It shows how the Zhat Vash have the codes to override the synthetics, why Commander O willingly works with them. It really makes a ton of sense. Also, and I admit I'm going off the rails here, but what if, after having control of the Tal Shiar, Section 31 went about ensuring every major intel organization was ultimately a puppet for them? They used their influence and that of the Tal Shiar's influence to corrupt every other intelligence agency, creating the Conclave of 8, which would be 8 intelligence agencies, which would then find out about Control 2.0 and move to stop it. Remember, we don't know anything about the Conclave of 8, so perhaps that's what they're referring to in Star Trek Picard. It's just a thought. I don't know. Ultimately, it's just something that passed my mind, and this is what I've been thinking about. Tell me your opinions on it. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Lore Reloaded.